What's up, everybody? This is going to be Golf Connection 801. I have Scott next to me. He's the owner of Virtual Golf Club that's here in Bluffdale, one of my favorite places. When we turn this camera around, you're going to see the same simulator that I've been using for all my golf ball reviews, so I'm stoked that I'm sitting next to him. So say what's up, Scott. Say what's up out there.
Hey, how's it going out there?
This is going to be a great time. We're actually sitting down to discuss some lessons that I'm probably going to take, either a lot of lessons if I need a lot, or a few lessons, or maybe course management. So right now, with the lessons that you offer here at Virtual Golf Club, what do those look like? Because I know you have kind of an intro thing. What's that look like for everybody out there?
Okay, yeah, so I offer a $25 introductory lesson. It's a full hour of 55 minutes. For most people, it's a test for them to say, hey, is this something I want to do? And frankly, I don't ever put them on the spot, but a lot of times it's an audition for me, right? They're saying, does he know what he's doing?
Fair.
so that's how I do it. So then there are three ways that we approach it.
Cool.
One is somebody come in that's kind of newish and they don't really know what they need. And so we just start from the beginning and kind of work them through learning the game of golf. Then there are experienced golfers that come in, and sometimes it's important for them or even necessary for them to make progress to kind of break down a little bit and then go forward. So for example, somebody who wants more distance, for example, a lot of times their swing is not conducive to getting distance. So we have to do a little bit of an adjustment in the swing and then we go from there. So that's
interesting.
That's one of the ways that we do it.
Yeah.
And then the third way is that they say, hey, I have this terrible slice.
Right.
Help me with my slice. And so one of those three introduces us into the.
Oh, that's really cool. So really quick recap, the $25 covers a 55-minute lesson.
Correct.
And that's a trial, like ask questions, figure out where they're at. That's awesome. So if you're a beginner or even an advanced golfer or an experienced golfer, or you just have one serious problem, right?
Yeah,
which is the slice most of the time. Like,
yeah, it's the most common one.
Yeah, that's the most common. So if you have one of those things, $25 gets you an intro lesson here at Virtual Golf Club with Scott, which I think is amazing. So first, kudos to you on that. I think that's a really cool offering.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let's switch gears and talk about my game and kind of see where you want to go with the lessons. So I would say I'm in the experienced category. Right before setting up this lesson, I had told Scott that I shot a -1, which was crazy for 9 holes. I never shoot that good, almost never shoot that good. And I never can handle that for 18 holes. Like, that's just not, my game is like not that consistent.
Consistency.
But I do have the capacity to shoot pretty decent scores. I would say my biggest or my worst stat across the board is putting for sure. My ball striking seems pretty good. My approach shots seem pretty good. Driver can get a little squirrely, and so I don't shoot driver on tight holes. And most of the time, like, if I don't have 70-ish yards of landing anyways, I'm not shooting driver anyways, because that's a no-brainer. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. We were just at River Oaks today, and it's tight at River Oaks. So I was like, driver's a no-go, except for we did a little scramble for the first 9. So if my dad put his in the fairway,
then you would just bomb it.
I was bombing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I lost a bunch of Pro V1s today. Yeah. So now knowing that, right? Like what kind of direction would you recommend for a player like me?
Yeah. So in your case, because you've described yourself as experienced and you shoot good rounds, you can shoot good rounds. I would say that we would go into either or both addressing a putting or addressing course management.
Cool.
Help you to score better, which is not the same thing as working on your swing necessarily, right? So learning to score better.
Yeah.
And the putting's an entirely different animal. It's a different swing, obviously, right, than the rest of the round.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question.
Cool.
So when you say putting's not your strength, what would you identify the issue is as you think it might be?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, 2 parts to that. The first part, I know that the stats say it's my worst on shot scope.
Okay.
So I use that shot scope, like tracking my rounds everywhere. All my rounds are tracked religiously. So I lose the most strokes putting.
Okay.
But when I'm actually putting, like I've got a lab golf putter, so I'll show you that here in a second, but I went and got it like custom fit, $600 putter, probably not smart to buy. Sorry, Mitzi, I spent too much money on that.
Dollar bills, y'all.
But I don't want to, she's never going to watch this channel anyway, so that's fine. But everybody else out there, lab golf putters are expensive.
So we're not going to tell her about the $1,000 driver, right?
Yeah. We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But those do make you hit better. So I had a custom made lab golf putter, but I still feel when I'm coming through, I wiggle the club.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
I'm like,
mhm.
why does my wrist do that? And I don't know. And I'm sure it's not as dramatic as I'm making it
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
But I'm like,
Doesn't take much.
it doesn't take much. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so my wrist, I feel like, I just wiggle the putter through
Okay.
the golf stroke. And I'm like,
So
I don't know how
probably
to fix any of that.
So probably not squared impact as a result of that, or not consistently squared impact. as a
Yep.
Yeah.
So not consistently square. The lab golf putter like definitely got me more square.
Mhm.
Like I can keep it on line pretty good, but then I'm also like all over the place on feel and distance control.
Yeah.
Especially today, like because we normally play league night at Mountain View, and Mountain View rolls their greens at like 8 or something. It's low, right? It's
Mhm,
like
mhm, mhm.
wet carpet.
Mhm.
And we played River Oaks today, which we're rolling maybe 11, maybe 12.
Yeah, that's about normal around
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. So not lightning fast, but faster than Mountain View.
Mhm.
And when I got there today, I was like, I can't figure this green out. Like I just couldn't putt.
Yeah.
Well, and I normally can't putt anyways, but it was extra noticeable on distance control today just because they were faster.
So okay, so like if I'll ask you this way, if we were to say between getting square at impact,
Mhm.
distance control, direction control, which is not the same thing as reading greens, because that's a different category. Because you
Fair.
could have the right read and still be off on direction, and then reading.
Yeah.
Put those in order for me of
Okay.
best to worst or worst to best.
Yeah, I'd say I read greens pretty well.
Okay.
I can start it online, maybe 75% of the time. I do roll it pretty good, but I would say 50% of the time it wobbles,
Okay.
or it
Mhm,
goes
mhm.
off center.
Yeah.
Because when I line up my putts, I have a really thick line that I like and an arrow that goes across it like a diagonal. And so I can always tell as soon as I hit the putt if it was struck well or not.
Yeah.
Or if it's going end over end. And so I'd say hitting it so it goes end over end is my worst part
Okay.
because it either goes off a little bit and then you can see my line going diagonal across or
Mhm.
not rolling end over end.
Yeah.
But I'd say probably 50% of the time it's a pretty decent putt. And then the distance control today, that was the worst. So if I had to rank that, distance control probably worst, then like hitting it end over end, second worst, starting it on my line pretty decent, and then reading the green I think is probably where my best part of my game is at.
Okay. So a couple more questions because we can address this. So talking about distance control then for a minute.
Mhm.
Are you better or worse at different distances? Like if you get within 3 or 4 feet, is it really high percentage that are going to go in?
It's pretty high, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then so like let's say from 6 to 15 feet or 15 feet to 30 and then lagging anything beyond that, how do those line up?
I would say my lags on fast greens, the worst. 30 to 15 at Mountain View, those are going to be real close. Yeah, and then 15 to 4 at Mountain View, they're going to be within a putter.
Okay.
But yeah, that's tough. So I'd say lagging's probably my worst. I just have not like drilled that in enough, I think. And I don't know any good drills that I'm like, oh, I should totally do that. And I've looked them up online and tried some random weird stuff. And I'm like, this just isn't working. So either I'm dumb or like I'm doing the wrong things,
Yeah. Okay, so this is sort of a random question
Yeah.
Do you take gimmies?
We take gimmies at Spark League because if it's inside a putter length to make the game faster,
Oh,
they
right.
just pick
Yeah.
them up. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So unfortunately, we take them there just because, or otherwise, there's a lot of random golfers that have no clue what they're doing, and so a 3-foot putt,
Yeah.
if they had to stress over it, would take 5 more minutes. So
Well, they
for
read
the
it from
sake
every
of
angle.
time,
Yeah,
for the
okay.
sake of
All right.
timing,
Yeah.
they just tell them to pick it up. But when I'm out and about playing, if we're like doing random golf or just outside golf, not Spark League, yeah, we don't take
You
any
don't
gimmies.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless it's like 2 inches or whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's like,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
fine. I usually tap it in anyways because if we're filming and nobody sees the ball go in, they don't believe you. So we don't take gimmies on there.
I putt everything out. I don't have the restriction of time. I putt everything out because that's the way I was raised.
Cool.
It makes me. I mean, I got to hit the ball, hit the bottom of the cup, and then
I know.
means closure to every hole, right?
Yes, that's
okay.
fair. Yeah. Okay, so putting obviously we're going to work on, and course management. Run me through what you normally do for course management just in a normal scenario, and then we're going to turn the camera around and Scott's going to demo a little bit. We might play a couple holes, see what course management
Mhm.
flaws I have, which are
Mhm.
probably a lot, and just see what happens.
Okay, so let's talk about course management for just a second.
Sure.
So some questions again for you.
Yeah.
Give me your, like, if you said this is the thing I do that costs me strokes, the most it costs me strokes from a management point of view, what would you say that is?
All the time, if I'm off the tee and it's not Mountain View, there's a high chance that it's not going to be in play.
Okay, because everything's in play at Mountain View.
Everything's in play at Mountain View
Yeah.
except for 90th South.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Is that number 5 or something like that?
Yeah, it's like 14 across the back. Oh no, maybe 13 across the back along 90th
They
South.
must have switched them.
But yeah, the back 9 plays.
It's the other way.
Plays 90th South now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. So there was a time when it was flipped.
Yeah, I haven't played there for a while.
Yep.
If I want a nice ego lift, I go play Mountain View.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Mountain View is the best place. Bang driver all day.
Yeah.
No problems.
Yeah.
And they cut half their trees down. So
Oh, they did?
yeah, like
What few they had, they
yeah,
cut down.
exactly. Yeah. There's no trees. So yeah,
Okay.
ego boost at Mountain View.
Okay.
So I'd say anytime a tight course off the tee, I'm going to struggle. And then if I have a long iron or a hybrid in my hands that I think I can get to the green, if the back of the green really is like a pie shape and there's not a lot of like relief there, I probably shouldn't hit that either.
Okay.
But I love like hero shots.
Yeah.
So, and I don't make money doing this yet.
So
maybe.
you can,
So
so
I
you can
try to-
afford to take
Yeah.
the gamble with them.
Yeah. Well, and then like, I'm usually playing some pretty cheap balls. I'm not playing them now because I like the PXG spinny ball. But so my dad used to get us a bunch of water balls from behind the Bonneville like water tank.
Uh-huh.
And so we'd have hundreds of balls. I was like, there's no way I can lose all these in one round. So like, let's just
go
go
for
and
it,
crush it, So yeah, I'd say those are my 2 worst positions. And then it seems like I know my distances pretty well. So there's not usually like a river or a small hazard that I'm like, oh, I'm going to bomb it into that. If I'm hitting into one of those, I just completely like hit it fat or really thin. But typically I can stay out of those pretty easy. It's left and right off the tee that just,
Okay.
you'll see.
Oh, left and right.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Sometimes
not one
I
way.
can spray it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Pretty rare, but left is more rare, right? Obviously. Less rare.
All right, so let's talk about trouble, because that's one of the issues when you get into trouble. If you're playing something where there's trees, it's tighter, and you get off the fairway. What's your philosophy? Like, how do you approach that?
Yeah, good question. I've watched a lot of videos that I should just take my medicine and get out of there and play for bogey after that. But there is a part of me that's always like, oh, well, I'm pretty strong and I'm just going to muscle this right through the rough, which, probably successful quite a bit. But
just enough to keep you doing it, right?
oh, yeah. Just
that's
enough to say, oh, this is worth
I
it,
can do
probably.
it,
Yeah. So I would say, like, if I played more conservatively, I could probably shoot better scores by 4 or 5 shots. Yeah. But there's probably 4 or 5 me mentally that I'm like, just go for it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fix that though, or get over that.
Yeah, I don't either, except for to hire somebody to follow you around and say,
caddy for me.
yeah, say, no, you're not hitting that. You're not hitting the 3-wood.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So
I wonder if have you ever had this happen during the lessons just in normal when you're talking about course management? Do you ever identify stuff that they were like, oh, you didn't say anything like that, but it's this. Like, we've identified that this is your problem. Do you ever run into that?
well, let's see. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm not understanding. Say it again.
Yeah, let's say like you're watching somebody and they told you they have course management problems and they told you what they were. But do you ever find out that they weren't that?
Yeah.
And they were something different, and just because of your expertise, you're like, I see you, and what you said, not accurate.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about that? That's a fascinating subject.
Okay, cool.
And it applies not only to course management, but applies to like, what am I doing wrong?
Gotcha.
So one of the things, this is just me, right? So one of the things about watching YouTube videos, which I'm not against it. I in fact, almost every YouTube video, what they're teaching is correct.
Cool.
Right? It just might not be the issue that you need to deal with, or a student needs to deal with, something that's trying to improve.
Yeah.
Because there's something else that's causing that. If they fix the something else, that wouldn't be the issue anymore.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's not and friends too. A lot of friends have good things. They say the right things.
Yeah.
But sometimes they say the things that don't apply for that person's swing and where they are in their game.
Gotcha.
So there's that issue. The other thing that's really a factor is a lack of awareness that people can have, and it's not it's not a knock. When I say it, lack of awareness, that makes it sound negative, but all of us have a perception, and I see this a lot with beginners especially, but all of us have a perception of what's happening in their swing.
Gotcha.
Also, the second thing is a perception of what they need to be doing or should be doing with their swing.
Gotcha.
And so they'll tell me, for example, and then we look at the data.
Right.
It's the data more than me
Right.
that reveals it. Because if I say it, then they don't necessarily believe it. But if I can show them a video or, slow motion or impacts or,
Right.
the stats that come up,
Yeah, true.
that's when they go, oh, I had no idea, right? And,
Yeah.
and I thought, I'll give you a perfect example.
Yeah.
A lot of people who hit the ball to the right,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not talking about a slice, I'm talking about a shank.
Gotcha.
Okay. They assume that that they're hitting it off the toe. That's what it feels like to them.
Yeah.
The reality is they're hitting it off the hosel.
Right. Straight hosling that sucker.
Straight hosel, rocket off to the side.
Yep.
And I tell them that, and they go, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's going off of here? Show them. Yeah, see, it's right there. There's
Yeah.
and it's actually interesting to watch what people do. And so the way to correct those kinds of things,
Yeah.
I know you didn't ask me this question, but
Yeah.
this is
No,
one
this
of
is
the
really cool.
one of the ways that we correct that is we actually have to change. This gets, for some people, this might get a little bit weird, but hang
Yeah.
with me.
Okay.
We have to change their perception on what is happening or what they think should be happening.
Gotcha.
Requires a lot of times. So some people are a little bit more in touch with what's going on with their body. If they dance, like for example, people who are dancers,
Uh-huh.
they can figure things out quicker. Athletes, people who play baseball, something else like that.
Gotcha.
But for a lot of people, they don't have that, and so they just keep doing it over and over again. And I tell them. So I had a lady one time who came. She was new, and she was hitting it off the hosel, right?
Yep.
And I said, okay, we've just got to change. We got to give you accurate data that you accept consciously.
Right.
Submit it to your subconscious. This is the weird part.
Yep.
But it's true. If you think about this, this is true. Submit it to your subconscious,
Yep.
and your subconscious will eventually, and depending on how, gradually or quickly, will make the adjustments and fix things for you, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
So I told her that, and we tried it, and she kept hitting it off the hosel. And finally she said, can't I just move back? I said, no, that won't work,
Yeah.
because you'll continue, your mind nerve muscle system
Yeah.
will continue to hit it on the hosel if you move back.
Right.
She said, well, let me just try it. I said, okay, go right ahead.
Right.
So she moves back from the ball an inch or two,
Yeah.
hosel.
Just bang right off the
Right
hosel.
off the hosel. Moves back a little bit further where the ball is lined up with the toe, off
Yeah.
the hosel.
Wow.
She got to the point where the ball was 3 inches in front of her club,
Yeah.
and she was still hitting the hosel.
Still shanking it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's because her neuromuscular, I don't like muscle memory as a term. I like more like a neuromuscular
Uh-huh.
reaction is giving her the perception that this is how she has to swing in order to hit the ball, but it's always here.
Right. Yeah.
So we have to change that.
Interesting.
And the way to change it, the easiest way to change it, or the way that works universally, is I have to convince people. I say, now what I want you to do is I just want you to hit, how we have a little orange dot up there that shows the impact.
Yep.
I want that little orange dot to be out here on the, where the grooves end.
Yep.
For example.
Yep.
And if they swing and they're convinced, and I can tell when they are and when they aren't,
Yeah.
if they swing, they'll eventually start moving it slowly out.
Whoa.
And then start hitting it. And then once they've done that, then they can hit it in the middle, because that changes their mind muscular neural system changes what they think should happen.
Right.
And corrects it. And it takes convincing. They hit enough shots when they finally say, oh yeah, guess what? There it is.
That's really interesting.
And here's another thing about learning. This is all more like learning than it is specific golf.
Yeah.
The thing about learning is that once somebody feels the right swing, the right impact, whatever,
yeah, then
there'll be a few more misses, and then they'll feel it again. And once they start to feel it, the learning process accelerates. And sometimes with people who have good enough awareness, it happens within 5 minutes.
Whoa.
That they completely change and they're good at hitting, doing whatever it is. And it's always something different, right? But
yeah,
anyway, it's a fascinating thing about watching people learn. One of the things
so
that
cool.
motivates me is I love to watch people learn and go, aha, when
Yeah.
we see things happen. So it's fun.
If you heard all that, this is why you need to come down to Virtual Golf Club with Scott to get one of these lessons. That insight that you don't have that Scott has. He can point that out for you, which I think is really cool and help you learn, right? And golf is crazy hard.
Crazy hard.
This is a crazy hard sport and mentally crazy hard. Like the nugget that's between our ears, that thing messes us up all the time.
Yeah, it's our biggest ally and our biggest enemy at the same time usually. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's turn the camera around and see what we're going to do.
What's your favorite iron?
I have a gap wedge that I love, and then 8-iron's probably my favorite.
Let's do 8-iron. That's common. The most common favorite club is the 8-iron.
Yep. I always feel really comfortable with 8-iron. I don't know. It just always feels awesome.
Let's do, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's do 155.
Okay.
We don't want to, I mean, I personally don't like to push it.
Yeah.
So let's do a comfortable number for you.
Go some.
Good impact. You're in the, so I don't know if I've ever told you this or not, but between 10 and 10 is sweet spot.
Okay, cool.
Close enough. Clubs are slightly different, but 10 and 10 I use as sweet spot. So
nice. I didn't know that. Oh, that was so thick. We didn't like that one.
That's right. I mean, you're just like getting loosened up, warmed up. I'm not ready to comment yet. Just let you get
cool.
when you feel like you're
when I'm striping it.
Yeah, when you're ready to go, then let me know.
Ooh, that was so good.
Yeah, right in the middle. Good impact.
Oh, I pulled that one.
So just for fun, do you know what causes the pull?
That one looks like it's way over the top, like this.
Well, and that might be true too, but but that is part of it. A straight pull is when the club path meets the ball square and creates like a perpendicularity right there.
Yeah.
And then so the direction that it's going is where the ball will go. If it's off like this a little bit, then it creates also spin.
Oh, gotcha.
Do you pay attention to the spin axis number up there?
I haven't before, no.
So this is not a big deal, but the spin because it's actually like an after report.
Yeah.
But the spin axis is if like the Earth is on an axis, right? So if it's a negative number, the spin axis, that means that the axis on the ball is to the left.
Interesting.
And if it's to the right,
yeah,
then it's a positive number on there.
Gotcha.
And then you can kind of see. So you see here the gray line. That's the spin line. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
So the spin line is this gray line, and this is the direction line.
Okay.
Which also gives you the shape.
I didn't even know there was a line right here.
Yeah.
Nobody ever said anything like that. That's cool.
It starts out darker, like when you first hit it. Look up on this next one.
Okay.
And it's heavier and darker, but it stays a little thin line, so you can look at it afterward, study it.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, part of what we can do today is give you how to use this all this data to help you.
Yeah, I think that's going to be awesome. Push that one. Oh, I see that line actually.
Yeah. See how it's darker now? As soon as the ball stops rolling, it fades. You just keep an eye on it for a second, just so you can experience it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything kind of fades.
Okay. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Well, this does not go that far in here right now. Like out on the course.
Oh, what you do outside? Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you a couple of questions now.
Yeah.
Do you hit a fade because that's the shape you want, or do you hit a fade because that's the shape that happened and you've just learned to use it?
So I hit a fade hard when I was younger, not by choice. And then I took a bunch of lessons that were at Golf the Round. Mm-hmm. And I started shaping it left, and I found that I couldn't do that super consistently. And then I changed my feet setup. I like the Ben Hogan kind of like off center way. Mm-hmm. It seemed to make me more consistent.
Consistency. Okay.
And that seems to produce a fade like all the time.
Yeah. So you're inside out, right? You can see the blue line. I mean, you're outside in, excuse me.
Yeah.
The blue line is showing you that you're outside in. So there's a dynamic between the path
Yeah.
and the face that determines direction and spin,
Yeah.
which also is what produces the fade. It's possible to hit it straight and still have a positive axis, which would give it a fade.
Oh, interesting.
And then obviously the opposite is true. It's possible to do the opposite. So
Yeah.
it's the dynamic between those two. The path,
Yeah.
the path and the face are what determine how the ball is going to fly.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so I just was curious to like how. So when you were, you said you took lessons and you learned to do right to left. What did they tell you to do?
I was shallowing my swing out a bunch, and I had this weird, like, kind of belt buckle draw, and it just always felt so unnatural to me because I'm just like, I don't have that much flexibility.
Okay.
So it was easier for me to like have a shorter backswing and then just come down and through the ball and have a fade than to do something funky that never felt good to me.
Okay, that's fine.
So then I just was like, okay, well, how can I make my swing work for a fade?
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question for you.
Yeah.
Do you ever wish you could hit a draw on demand because the course dictates it?
Yeah, that would be nice, but I'm almost never in a position on the left side to hit a draw around something.
Because you're always on the right.
Because I'm always on the right side, yeah.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah, rarely.
But there's I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. The trees are over on the left side that would cause you to have to do the draw.
Yeah,
Okay.
rarely do I have something over there that I'm like, ooh, I need to bend this left. You know?
Okay. All right.
Oh, so thick.
So what's interesting is you see that sharp, you kind of have a pretty sharp club path angle, the blue line up there.
Yeah.
That's what mine is inside out. It's sharp like that,
Oh, really?
but
Wow.
coming inside out.
Yeah.
So
I
hit
don't
a
know
nice
how to
draw.
shallow it that low.
I can, if you want to shallow it, I can tell you something. You want to try something?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's more of my of the way that I like to teach.
Yeah.
So and this is going to get a little bit out in the weeds, but
Okay.
we'll come back. All right.
Okay.
So if you go to like a PGA Tour trained guy or a PGA of America trained teaching pro,
Yeah.
they teach a very mechanical. There's actually 12 segments of the swing,
Gotcha.
and so to me, most of the people, and especially most of the people who come here and want to just get better,
Yeah.
they're not going to be college players or whatever, and that's what that's designed for.
Gotcha.
You learn all of those positions. You know, you've probably seen that one right there is the first one, right?
Yep.
So you learn all those positions if you're trying to build a swing that'll hold up under pressure, like tournaments, like
Yeah.
you know, a lot on the line tournaments. I like to do things, and that's very mechanical, and it takes lots and lots of practice to groove that kind of movement.
Yeah.
So from a general standpoint, I like to do things that are more simple that I can tell you, and you can do it, and you don't have to hardly think about it. So this is an
Nice.
example of one of them. Okay.
Cool. Love that.
All right, to shallow the club out, and I'm going to show you why it happens and how it happens.
Okay.
To shallow the club out, all you have to really do is turn your right back pocket where that would be if you don't have shorts with a pocket on.
Yep.
Turn your right back pocket. I'll do it this way. Turn your right back pocket a little bit more towards the target.
Okay.
So you just rotate a little bit more. Now, I'm not very flexible either because I'm old. I
Okay.
used to be way more than I am.
Yeah.
And so to compensate for lack of flexibility on this shot,
Uh huh.
you can turn, and this is what old people do to
Okay.
gain flexibility or to gain the benefits of flexibility, even though they're not flexible, right?
Gotcha.
Is to turn the toe out on your back foot. That turning opens up your hip and allows that turn of your back pocket forward. Now, I'm not saying turn it like that. I'm just saying think about turning it towards the target and let it go to wherever it's comfortable.
Okay.
The back pocket. Now, here's what happens when you do that. Here's the why.
Okay.
Or not the why, but here's the result. So I'm just going to go like this so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I take a regular, more upright swing like that,
Yep.
and now all I'm going to do is do what I just told you, which is turn my back pocket.
Yep.
I'm going to turn it this way, and look what happens to my club. See that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It shallows it automatically for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be thinking about, I got to shallow it, because that's hard to do.
That's so
Right.
hard to do.
But if you think about turning your pocket, it's easy to do. Now, the downside of this, and you don't have to do this now, but if you want to see what experiment
I'll
with it
try it.
later,
Yeah.
but what will happen is that when you do that, it'll temporarily throw the timing off a little bit, so there'll be a little transition time.
Yeah.
So like you might have to hit, somebody like you probably has to hit 10 or 15 balls and then you'll get it.
Gotcha.
Okay. But Anyway, if you want to try
Okay,
it now, you
yeah.
can, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. Yeah.
Just think everything stays the same. Just turn that back pocket.
Okay. Oh yeah. That
See,
felt
it throws
so
time
weird.
off. It throws the timing off.
Yeah.
You can do it if you want to when you got time, but that's a way that'll at the very worst it'll make the fade less strong.
Yeah.
You know, it'll have less fade to it.
Yeah.
Or to the point where if you wanted to, you can work. And it's important. I mean, it helps for distance to have the inside out swing like that.
Yeah. Now, if I just turn my foot out
Mm-hmm.
and then just do a normal one.
Yeah, try that. So you see
Okay.
see what happens if
Yeah,
you get
let's
a
see.
little bit more. You might get more power from just doing that because it give you more turn.
So thick.
Yeah, that was fat.
I can't stop eating.
Try another one. See what happens. See what happens when you hit a good one. See how it feels to you. Could you feel the difference in your turn?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
turned quite a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I did.
And that could
Or at
also,
least my like brain said I did.
yeah. I don't know how to measure it, so
Yeah.
it'll just be how you feel. That one sounded better.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I like about that shape right there, from the standpoint of what I would want to have somebody hitting it if they're choosing to hit a fade,
Mhm.
it's that shape right there, which is just a little bit of a fade. So 2.9 degree axis affects how, I don't know if I got the number up there, but you can set up. So this is telling us that you're 14 yards left, but that includes also the fact that you started it left,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
But what you can see is that the amount of curve is very little.
Yeah.
That's a nice little baby fade that's
Right.
controlled. And I think most of the tour players
Mhm.
play a fade.
It seems like a lot of them do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
'cause
John Rahm does. Dustin Johnson does.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of them do.
Scheffler seems like he does.
Yeah, and the reason is because you can it doesn't roll as much, so you can target your carry
Yeah.
and then stick it pretty close to that.
Oh,
so
okay.
so
I
that's
didn't
one
know
of
that.
the reasons. And even on fairways, they hit drivers with a fade
Yeah.
because the fairways are lightning fast and hills and crowned and everything like that on the
Right.
courses that they play. So
Yeah.
it helps them to keep it under control. Oh, that one sounded clean. That's a nice shot right there. Nice little baby fade.
Right. Get in there.
Yeah. Look at that.
That was sweet.
Stuck
Stopped
it.
on a dime.
You stuck it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm not
feeling
taking credit for any of that. It's just
I'm
that was
feeling
a
pretty good.
Good shot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Do you want to?
Yeah. Let's do some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. You want to? Shall we get out the driver and see what happens there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hitting an 8-iron is usually where we start, and then we can say, okay, what happens with it? And by the way, you probably know this. Maybe you experienced it as you were learning to play. The controlling of the fade from a little controlled baby fade to a slice.
Yeah.
The less loft you have, so like from an 8 to a 7 to a 6 to 5, it gets worse all the way to a driver.
Oh yeah.
So it's a combination of lack of loft, longer shaft,
Yep.
and then it's those two things which cause other things to happen with your swing. Those are the two reasons why it gets worse as you go down the row. Oh, here, let me switch it. Sorry, I forgot.
You're good.
I've seen you drive before, so we need to send that thing way back out there to the back of the. Well, I guess it
That's
starts
probably-
at 254. That's probably good.
I say that's probably decent. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll go out there.
I just find like in here everything's maybe like 10% less ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it. Well, no.
I haven't figured out like
Huh.
why that is out on the course or.
Interesting. Oh, I know why I thought you were going to hit it 300.
Yep. The long drive. Yeah.
Because you were hitting them over 300 with that thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Not
Right.
every time.
Yeah. The crank driver.
Yeah, crank. Yeah.
That thing is crazy and crazy hard to hit.
Yeah. That. By the way, that's a really nice shape.
Thanks. Yeah, we'd take that out there.
Yeah.
Ooh, spun that one. Real bad.
Yeah. See the 23%
Yeah,
angle on the.
I think I was sitting on my heels. That's okay.
I'm going to watch this swing from the back. There you go. That's a nice one. I mean, that's the kind of shape. It went way back there somewhere.
Oh, I see it.
Don't worry about it. Oh, you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, every once in a while I go underneath there and
Oh, I'm sure
harvest all the balls and tees from under the chair.
Yeah.
So you probably know this. You know that the face of the driver is convex, right?
Uh-huh.
And so that impact point is where you want it, which is a little bit above center.
Yeah.
With the driver.
Yeah.
Because that's launching it for you.
This tee is like a hair high. I would have brought it down just a hair, but
You know how you do that?
what? Oh, to switch teeth
Well, no.
or snap it?
Yes, you just go.
That's impressive right there.
There you
go. Okay. All right. I like that idea.
Perfect tee height now.
Wow. That was awesome. Oh, straight off the top. Yuck.
That was good for playing 500.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's no good. Nope.
That one stuck almost as good as that 8-iron you hit. It only rolled 9 yards.
That was so bad.
I suck.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's okay though. That happens every once in a while. It stayed in the fairway. That's the good news.
Right? Playable. Or I found it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, spun that. Geez, those are bad. All right, I'll hit a good one.
Whew. That one went right by my face.
Yeah.
The tee.
Oh.
I gotta wear goggles or something back here.
Just pow! I found it.
Yeah, you found it? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it bounced right off the wall. Right behind me.
That one wasn't bad. Short.
Yeah, a little shorter than those others.
Yeah. Like at Mountain View on Shot Scope on Tuesday, I had 2 drives over 330. And in here,
they're all flat.
Yeah, well, that's
flat.
true. It's flat, yeah.
Yeah, so.
But in here, I'm always
all
like,
you.
man, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the comparison.
Yeah.
So looking at this, the dispersion chart here,
Mm-hmm.
there have been no lefts. I mean, to speak of, right? Nothing extreme left.
Yeah.
And 2 of these were hit high on the club face, so it wasn't the swing. One of them, I think it's this one, was the swing got away from you.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, again, the dynamic is club path together with if the face is open or closed.
Mm-hmm.
And if your face is, so what you want when you hit a drive is you want to, you hear people refer to as a cut, right?
Yep.
The fade is a cut.
Yep.
So what they're doing is they're making square impact. When the guys that know what they're doing, the pros that can control everything,
right?
They're making a square impact, but they're coming a little bit outside in, which is what gives it the cut. But it doesn't cost them as much distance when that happens. If the face is open, it's just, I guess, physics or whatever. The ball is glancing, the club is glancing off the ball, right, and giving it a spin.
Right.
I'm sure that all makes sense.
Yeah.
So what you want to do to use this. So now here's where you can come and practice and whatever. Look this.
Yep.
The square club face. So that outside in swing is fine.
Yeah.
If you're squared at impact.
Gotcha.
If you're not squared at impact, and so because you were closed like that, that was just exaggerating the spin. The closed.
Yeah.
So
true.
you can watch those things. There's things we can do too, but that's what's going to tell us what happened.
Oh, nice. Okay. So what suggestion do you have? Like, should I completely change how?
Well, okay. So the completely change is the tip off of no
Okay.
for you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're having to accept a 280-yard drive outside or whatever, you're having to accept a 280-yard drive, and you got a little fade on it, and you're controlling it, then
Yeah.
I don't think there's a problem. Again, we're looking at this dispersion,
Yeah.
and the misses are, we need more data. But like if this is it, if it's 4-3,
Yeah.
and the misses, I would say slow your swing down. Okay, so the objective is not to hit as far as we can. The
Gotcha.
objective is to have it playable, right?
Yeah.
To get it playable, slow your swing down just slightly, because the harder you swing, the more chance there is of something getting off, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so a lot of people at all levels, when it's like, let me ask you this: when you got a tight fairway, do you do anything different?
Yeah, I pull out a shorter club.
A different club.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Interesting.
100%. Like I just won't hit driver.
Hit driver. Okay.
Yeah, because I've tried to hit slow drives and I don't know how to do it. Like my brain's not wired. It's wired to
nothing.
smash the crap out of this
Consistency.
thing. Yeah.
And you do, by the way.
Thank you.
Smash the
Thank
crap
you,
out of it. I'm drooling over here looking at your 113 mile an hour club speed.
Yeah, right.
I think I'm 87 or something like
man,
that. I
man,
just
yeah.
can't. I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's throw in some course management at this
Okay.
point.
Yeah, let's do it.
So whether it's a drive or on a par 5, maybe it's the second shot.
Yeah.
Do you play to get it as close to the green as you can, or do you play to get it a certain distance from the green?
It depends on where we're playing. There's a
Depend
lot
on
of
the
times.
hole?
Yeah, it depends on well, okay, if there's nothing stopping me from really just hammering it down there,
Yeah.
like if the green doesn't have bunkers all over the
Yeah.
place, then like that's a full green light. I'm gonna put something stiff in there.
Okay.
If there's a lot of room, right? Like if I'm gonna hit a 3 hybrid or 4 hybrid or 5 hybrid at that thing, like it needs to have tons of room and no bunkers, because like my
Right.
bunker game is horrible.
Oh, really?
I can't
Oh.
hit bunker shots to save my life.
Oh, that's funny.
Um,
Sometimes I'll hit it in the bunker on purpose
Oh yeah,
because
no,
I like
no.
it.
No, I will not be hitting it into the bunker. No. No. And my brain is so wired not to hit it in the bunker.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that
It's a
card game that's Bad Lies for golfers or something like that?
No.
One of them is if you draw it, if you get it in the bunker, you hole out. So whatever that score is, you hold out. Well, I was hitting it at the bunker and it would not go in. I'm like, I can't do it. And my buddy, he was just laughing and laughing.
That
So
reminds me of, I tell people, one of my other on-course suggestions to people, if they're in trouble and they're in trees or whatever, I say, aim for that tree right there
yeah.
and you'll be fine.
Looks like he hit the tree, Jim.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Just aim for right smack on the tree.
Yep. Right. You're not gonna hit
Yeah,
that anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
But so yeah, to answer your question, I would say my layup range is like 125, like a gap wedge,
mhm,
and I love that range.
that's your favorite.
Yep, gap wedge all day. Like I
Okay.
can hit that with so much confidence
Okay.
and spin it tight a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like it'll either stick or roll back, and I just have the distance pretty dialed in on it.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes a little shorter, like if I'm really cold or whatever. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's the range I like.
Okay. Okay.
But I normally don't try to lay up to that range unless it's super dangerous green. Then I'm like, okay, I'll take my medicine lay up, but it's pretty rare. Like if we played, rarely am I going to lay up.
Okay. Okay. So a little bit of this is what you're calling it. You're calling it a layup
Yeah.
instead of a setup.
Okay. Fair. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So some of this is going to be the mentality that you have about it.
Yeah.
And you could do this whatever you want, because I'm not here to change your personality.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're a go for it guy, then great. But if you're wanting to be smart, you play to your strengths and you play 2 shots ahead. Right. You're always
Gotcha.
thinking 2 shots ahead,
Yeah.
including the green. So like if you're on a par 4, that means the drive. You're thinking about where you're going to hit to the green, especially when you know the course, which you probably know most of them around here.
Yeah.
So for example, and I'm not going to include, because it'll get too specific. We can do the holes, we can do that. But
Yeah.
But the the green, you can look at your little, your GPS or whatever.
Yep.
And so so for example, you may hit towards the right side of the fairway
Yeah.
on your drive because you got your approach coming in. I'm sure you do that.
Yeah.
But the same thing is true about distances.
Okay.
Most people only consider angles and not distances.
Yeah.
So unfortunately for me, I usually can't reach my favorite distance
Yeah.
with
Gotcha.
the driver.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
So if I were you, I would play, like, if you're trying to score, I
Yeah.
would play two distances.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so while we're on that, I'm going to bring up one other thing.
Okay.
So you know the movie Moneyball? Do you watch that movie?
Nope.
Moneyball?
Never seen that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Nope.
Oh, you need to go watch
Okay.
it. You can, I mean, it's old. It's
Yeah.
a 15, 20-year-old movie. Okay, so Moneyball was a story. This will make sense for you. Moneyball was a story, and it's a true story, of the Athletics, the Oakland Athletics, and the owner was a cheapskate, so he wasn't spending money to get good players.
Okay.
And so the manager, played by Brad Pitt, had to find out a way to win games with a budget that he couldn't go out and get the best players. In fact, he couldn't get any good players, no stars on the team.
Gotcha.
So what they did is they studied players, and they brought in players, they traded in for players that had specific skills of doing certain things that meshed together as a team.
Oh, nice.
So, for example, there was a guy that was, this is kind of a dumb example, but there's a guy that's really good at getting singles. You know, so they get him because they know they can get him on guys, and then he's fast and whatever. So they position him that way. So I like that kind of analogy and apply it with golf. In other words, playing percentages, hole by hole, club by club.
Gotcha.
I'll give you an example. If there's water on somewhere, and even if it's not in the fairway, a lot of times the water just kind of encroaching, and they usually put water in traps.
True.
At the driving distance of the most common players, right? They put them right there as an obstacle.
Yeah.
So my approach is, if I get my GPS, I measure where the front edge of the trap is, and I hit a golf club, because I'm not as favorable of fairway trap. The greenside traps I like.
Yeah.
Fairway traps are less fun. So
Gotcha.
I hit my tee shot with the club that I know I can't reach the trap, regardless of where it is.
Yeah.
Then if I need to, I can play my next shot to the distance that I really like if that makes me hit short, to the next shot. So the idea is to choose club. You survey the hole, and you choose clubs and plays that you can't possibly get in trouble. You ever heard the phrase, if you're going to lay up?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like that. If you're gonna try to avoid the trap, the best way to avoid a trap is not to aim to a different place, right? Because you might still hit it over there. The best way to avoid a trap is put it outside of the reach of any given club.
Gotcha.
So that's one of the approaches, especially good with driving.
Yeah.
I've seen guys who actually, like, when they're going to play a course, they actually will, and you can do this with yourself. You can come in here and hit shots like this.
Yeah.
Measure what's the maximum that you ever have from here to here.
Yep.
Hit 100 balls or whatever with your driver. Measure that distance, and then you know that if there's a lake on the left, then you aim at or outside of that maximum that you ever hit. It's your margin of error, basically.
Yeah.
So those kind of thought processes about addressing where you're going, instead of just, this might be hard for you, but instead of just bombing every shot, I have an idea. I know I can give you a really good golf tip that'll help you with your course management.
Okay.
Get old.
Fair.
When you get old, you don't have any choice.
Yeah, that's fair.
The way that you play the game has to be strategic, right?
Yeah.
I say that a little bit tongue in cheek, but
that's funny.
but also people with I don't want to call them handicaps, but age is a handicap.
Yeah.
But people that have handicaps of some kind, or disabilities, whether it's just a torn muscle or whatever, then that's the way that they play. Anyway,
that's interesting. Yeah.
Anyway, that's I just kind of slip that in as we're doing this.
Yeah.
So let's have you hit some more of these, because I want to see a little bit more about this percentage here.
Okay.
And then we can make some conclusions from that.
Okay. Oh, yikes.
Yikes.
So so that one, you didn't get the distance, but the fact that it was a little bit of a whole slice, it's okay, because it's not that far out.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. My game is It's interesting with the driver for sure.
Okay. So again, other than miss hits,
Yeah.
that dispersion chart, and of course the distance that you might be outside, that dispersion chart is not bad.
Right. Yeah.
It's 1 out of 10 was hit poorly, other than a miss hit.
Yeah.
Like you're not hitting it, you're hitting it high on the club.
Right. Whoop.
Okay, that one got away from you, huh?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Here's my little evidence for you about the relationship between the club face and the swing path. That's almost perpendicular. Remember when I was going like that?
Yep.
That's almost perpendicular
Right.
to the face. It went left with a little bit of a
baby
negative,
draw.
Yeah, a little baby draw on it, and so that's the cause of it, though. There, I mean, not the cause. That's the dynamic of it, is when it happens like that.
Yeah.
So the question is,
That's interesting.
yeah, the question is getting you. Well, yeah, that's an interesting dynamic because what you were wanting to do, obviously, is have consistency.
Consistency.
It doesn't matter what it is as much. I mean, you can say, well, I'm going to lose distance if I hit too much of a slice.
Yeah.
But that's another topic. But the dynamic between those two is what will give you the consistency. Did you feel anything different?
I kind of was like falling down a little bit, and I don't know why I was doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That I mean, it felt a little strange, but yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, straight off of it. That's so bad.
You forgot to bite the tee.
I know, right? That one's
I don't know that one. I think that was plastic.
that was a 9-iron right there. Yeah.
Okay, this is up to you. Do you want to spend a little bit of time on putting?
Yeah.
Because we got about 10 minutes left. If I didn't have somebody coming, I'd keep going.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
let's putt.
Yeah, let's do a little bit. So here's the great thing about this. Have you experimented with the putting on here?
We haven't. No. Usually we do that like gimme putts or whatever.
Okay. So here's one of the other things I like to do with people is get them to the point where we can say, this is what you should spend some time practicing.
Yeah.
And I think with the drive, and I'll give you a little. I usually do a little on the first one. I usually do a little written synopsis of what was going on and what. So I'll do that for you.
Oh, nice.
But oh wait, let's see. I've hit the wrong one. So here's how you can practice putting. I'm going to set it up in this way. Go to Target Practice.
Okay.
And this is like a fancy country club driving range, right? You come to this one and then you choose 365 yards. Have you ever used this mode? So it's kind of fun because it's a driving range, like a country club driving range, where you got greens at all different distances. You can hit drives, you can do all kinds of fun stuff. And here's, each pin is a different distance. So you can say, I want to play a 365 yard par 3, for example.
Yeah.
But there's
That's
something
cool.
about this one that I like. So I always, for putting, I choose this one and select, and then you go over here to place ball, and then you come out to the green and you just click on a spot on the green, and then you say done. And now we can hit putts that are 30 feet.
Oh, wow. I love that.
Okay. And now you're going to get this information just like you do on your full swings with the putter.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see if you're square at impact and all that. So let's only think about, for right now, let's not worry so much about distance and direction. Let's just hit it as square as you can, approximately 30 feet, but square as you can. And let's see what happens. So it's going to give us that. Oh, that was pretty good. So it gives us, you've got the dotted line.
Yeah.
You can see immediately that it was a little bit closed, right?
Yep.
By looking at the shape there. But you can also see the progression of how and why. I mean, let me start over again. It's not why you know this.
Yeah.
But as it goes, it gets further away.
Mhm.
So what I do when I practice putting, and we'll talk about the mechanics of it too a little bit. But when I practice putting, I like to try to see if I can keep this solid line touching somewhere on the dotted line by the time it gets out here to the end, because that's pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
that's pretty good. Yeah.
to be able to do that.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do this with this technology here.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? I mean, there's a lot of drills and things that you can set up. Like you've probably seen people set up strings on the green on tees. This replaces that. And by the way, it's read it. It bounces a little bit there, but it's read it within this an inch.
Ooh, that one's way better.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Good correction. That was dead on. Well, no, but good enough. It's covering. So
Right.
so covering the dotted line is great. Touching the dotted line is good.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyway, that's good. I'm not familiar with this putter. What's the story behind it?
So it's called Lab Golf,
Uh-huh.
LAB. They're called lie angle balanced putters. So like it's the same lie. It's like perfectly balanced the entire way around. It just keeps it super square.
Okay.
Like even my first one, it was closed, but the impact was square.
Yeah, so it compensates then.
Oh, tons of stuff. Yeah, like
wow.
all the weights around the edges.
That's wild.
And then they made this one that's got a hole in it so you can pick up the ball. So the first gen of this is like a spaceship. I mean, it looks so funky.
Really? I'll have to go search it and find out.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
That's a good one. Still touching? Oh, just barely.
Ah.
So does the face? I've always wondered what would happen if they made a slightly concave face so that if you miss the middle,
Right.
it corrects. Is there anything?
Nope, nothing like that. No.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, just squared up face. Get to it. Ooh, I had a blue line that time.
Yeah. I think that's probably because of the length of the putt. And look, you stayed on. That one was dead on.
Oh, you're so money and you don't even know it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Straight across. So this is a drill. The point of this is it's a drill to just give you the feedback.
Yeah.
It's more definitive feedback of making that club arrive square.
Yeah.
So this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
It always like boggles my mind, and I get thinking like, what in the world is going on when guys on the tour change they do the claw and they do all these things.
This.
It's the other way around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like that. I don't know, like I don't understand why they do that, because it seems like changing is worse. But anyway, that's just me. I've used the same putting grip and positioning everything the whole time. So when you line up to hit the putt, are you assuring? So every shot in golf, we didn't cover this, but this is one of the fundamentals of it. Every shot in golf is some version of a pendulum, right?
Yep.
And so putting more than anything. And so when you line up to hit that ball, when you're putting, are you thinking in terms of where at the bottom of the pendulum you're hitting? You're making contact?
It's a good question. I think I've never thought about it. I just know that mine's a little ahead because that's where I put it in my stance.
So it's a little, okay, so it's a little ahead.
So it's like right here.
Okay, so let's talk just briefly about weight distribution. So weight distribution affects. So if we're using the pendulum, and this is good for consistency.
Consistency.
When you're using a pendulum, we can't put a pin right there and make it exactly right. So it becomes our shoulders, or in other words, the sternum, as a result of it being between our shoulders.
Yep.
But weight distribution changes that. If I lean onto my left foot, the center of my hinge point for the pendulum moves.
True.
This is especially good for chipping.
Yep.
Moving that when chipping helps you to change the trajectory. Like if you're going to bump and run versus a lob kind of thing. Those are the two extremes.
Yeah.
So putting is the same thing. You want to be, and so you're putting it in the front of your stance does what we want it to do, which is you don't want to be hitting it on the way down of the pendulum, right?
Yep.
Because that kind of it actually has the reverse effect. It causes it to hop, it bumps it, and it starts out going up, as opposed to coming up the back of it, exaggerated. But if you're past the bottom of the pendulum and starting on the way back up, you're rolling up the back of the ball to give it a straight, to help it have a straight roll.
Gotcha.
So I would experiment if I were you. You can do it on your own time, but I would experiment with weight distribution to help you to get that sweet spot of where the bottom of the pendulum is and how it's affecting you hitting the ball. Yeah, you seem to be hitting it good in terms of being on the way up. But so using the pendulum should give you consistency because it's taking some of the variables out.
Gotcha.
And it's letting you line up exactly the same thing, the same way every time.
Yeah, I think I always have a problem when it's a longer putt because then it gets real screwy.
Yes.
And I'm always like, well, that's not going to work good.
You can putt from any distance you want here. So we'll click on place the ball and we'll move it back.
Okay, that's cool.
And then give you a longer putt so you can. And this is actually really good that you said that because it's true. It's true of everybody. So now we got 47 foot putt.
47 feet.
So now we'll see how you do with keeping it online. Oh my goodness, time goes by so fast.
Oh boy, it's so bad.
Yeah. Okay, so here's something you can do. This is just repetitions, right? You can come in here and get into this mode so that you can just work on controlling it. A lot of this is repetitions. Like, how much time do you spend where you're getting that kind of feedback practicing?
Right. Yeah.
Limited, right?
Very little. Yeah.
So this is a good place to come in and practice it. And again, just hitting them, look up, give the conscious mind to the subconscious, and your body will fix it.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's how we learn how to do everything.
Yeah.
That's how we learn how to walk, eat, play an instrument, play the piano, type.
I love that.
It's the same learning process.
Just stand right here and we'll close it up.
We'll do a wrap up.
Yo, thanks everybody. This is Golf Connection 801. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe down below. And as always, Scott, I'm so thankful for you.
That was fun.
Giving us a lesson here, a little course management, some tips, putting drill here. Like, this is really cool. So thank you so much.
And fun.
Yeah.
And the time went by so fast.
The time went by so fast. That
Yeah.
was an hour just like that.
It was longer than that.
Oh, it was longer than that. It was an hour
like
and 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, make sure you guys get down to Virtual Golf Club and sign up for one of these lessons.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you.
See ya.